opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We made it! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We made it! I'm off to the house! I'm off to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game's not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. I'm AJ Jones, and it is finally draft day. I'm so glad I don't have to see another mock draft. I just can't see straight. I know y'all love those mock drafts. I know. And to me, they're like political campaign commercials. I'm so glad when the election comes and the day after we don't have to listen to those campaign commercials. The mock drafts can GO for me. I'm just saying. Everybody knows where everybody's going and what everybody's doing and what everybody's going to do and what they should do. And they like to evaluate how the guy eats their spaghetti and how they move their feet and how they process information and how they go through their reads and their progressions and all of that. Dog, somebody gonna pick somebody today and we'll know after they pick them. That's what I know. So 7 o'clock tonight, Central, live on the mothership and ABC and the NFL Network with the first pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, live from Cleveland. The Jacksonville Jaguars select, and then they'll call a name. That's when we'll know who will be going where. That's when we'll know. And it's either going to be Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be Zach Wilson, it's going to be Mac Jones, it's going to be Justin Fields, it's going to be Trey Lance, it's going to be a defensive edge rusher, it's going to be a wide receiver, it's going to be somebody. It's going to be somebody. And you know when we'll know? Tonight, 7 Central, live on all those ABC-related networks and NFL-related networks. That's when we'll know. And then for God knows how long, we'll be without the mock drafts because somebody's going to put one out day after tomorrow. The way too early mock draft for 2022. Wow. Chris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, going to join us on the show today as always, Throwback Thursday. And I'm going to ask him, when's the NBA draft? And who's on his mock draft? All I want to hear is with the first pick of the NBA 2021-22 draft, the Houston Rockets select Cade Cunningham. That's what I want to hear. I'm going to ask Chris Gardner if that's possible. John Beck, former quarterback in the NFL, now quarterback coaching guru. I just heard him on the way in, coming and listening to the NFL Network. And I got to tell you, I was impressed. I liked his entire take on all of it. I enjoyed him. I'm going to strongly recommend for right now, if you get a chance to read John Beck's work or listen to him on a network or a show, do it. Do it. He seems to be pretty unbiased. He seems to be true to his craft. He doesn't seem to be caught up in the American Idol kind of approach to quarterbacks. You know, whenever there's a travel problem overseas where there's a nation that's unstable or they're about to have a coup or a takeover, you know, the USA will issue a travel advisory. The NAACP will do it when there's a city or state that doesn't seem to be friendly to Black people and people of color. They'll issue a travel advisory. AAA will do it when there's bad weather and there's inclement weather along the way. They'll issue a travel advisory. I'm going to start issuing sports advisories. When there's a person that's out there in the world of sports that's just crazy as the day is long, make no sense, and will literally tear a person down without good reason or good merit, I'm going to start issuing a sports advisory. Listen to this person at your own risk. And I'm going to do it good and bad. John Beck is a good one. So far, he's got time to mess it up. But listening to him on the NFL Network today, and he's worked with all of the top quarterbacks coming out of the draft. He's worked with Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson. He's worked with Mac Jones and I think Trey Lance. That's a guy who, I mean, could have easily leaned one way or the other, and he didn't. He talked about each one of their strengths. He talked about it being about the system that they go into and the way that they're coached. And that's where the casual fan misses it. When you say a guy doesn't go through his reads and his progressions, is that what the coach told him to do? He said it best. He said there are some coaches that want the offensive line, the center, to go up and set the protection and to call out the reads and where the mic is and where the Roger is. You don't know those terms. You see what I'm talking about. And then it's the quarterback's responsibility to work off of what the offensive lineman said. But you wouldn't know that because you're listening to guys who should be on my sports advisory like Dan Orlowski. That dude is crazy. He is crazy. Listen to him at your own risk. That dude is horrible. Horrible. I wouldn't listen to him if he was the only dude on TV. If there were no other sports broadcasters evaluating talent coming out of the draft, I just wouldn't listen to it. But John Beck seems to be a good one. And we'll know more when the NFL draft comes about tonight, 7 o'clock Central, live on the Mothership, ABC, and the NFL Network. All right, Stephanie Vaughn, I see you there, girl. What's going on? CJ, I see you there as well. Be sure and check out the show. Share it if you can. We've been fighting with the analytics and the algorithms with Facebook. So if you don't mind, click share and share the show so we can start picking back up where we left off. All right, I got to take a break. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. It's draft day. It's draft day.
This is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Got to give the people time. Give people what they want.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
This is Jasmine Highsmith, and you're having a side of sports with your lunch here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Streaming live on KYOKradio.org. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and it's draft day. It's draft day in the NFL, and finally, hey, Keith Hennick, caller of the year 2020, finally, we're going to know who's going to pick whom. Can't wait. Can't wait. I know there are folks going to be trying to get to me tonight. Hey, AJ, I want to talk about the status of our relationship. I'm being facetious. Tonight ain't the night. Don't call me asking me about if we can meet to talk about this or work on that or get with this or get with that. I say that as my boss comes in. I mean, tonight ain't the night. You probably gonna get the voicemail tonight. It's draft day. I need to do my job. I'm the sports director of several radio stations. I need to cover the NFL draft. I mean, don't ask me about laying hands on your big toe because you stubbed it, praying for your dog who swallowed a, bone. Tonight ain't the night. Work your jelly, baby. I'll get with you after Saturday, round 7. After the most, what's the last pick in the draft called? Mr. Irrelevant. After the Mr. Irrelevant is named, I'll get with you. I mean, the draft was nice enough to end before church service, so I can at least preach. Kevin Victor, what's going on, bro? Mr. Barbecue Man himself. But anyway, y'all, I'm covering the draft tonight, so please don't call me. Please, please. If you want to test our friendship, call me tonight. We got lunch today. Dickie's Barbecue is in the building. Come on in. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Dickie's is my barbecue. They bring me all of their sausage. They give me all of that potato salad in the room. And listen, I got to take a break. I got to go get some Dickies. I'm going to leave y'all with some good, nice, soft listening to music for you to enjoy at your pleasure. I might be back. I might not. So there's sports out there. Go look it up. We'll be back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, the all-new 92.3 FM. Do I need to wear my mask? I can't eat with a mask on. I'm doubly vaccinated. We'll be back, y'all. Y'all take care. We'll be back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right. Okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah, let me see what you. Hold on, come around a little bit more.
Over here?
Yeah, come around a little bit more. Right there. Good mic shot. Good mic shot.
It's okay.
Good mic shot.
Is it okay if I bring one in?
Yeah.
I mean, the ones out here.
Okay, no problem.
Hello. How are you?
Hey, Doc. Kris, nice to meet you. You're not nervous, are you? You sure? Okay, well, you can do that. You can do that. All right, stand by. Hey, I'm just going to talk to you about the barbecue and all that. What's y'all doing? You're over at the spring location, right? Where are you? We'll talk about that. Okay. All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and I've been telling y'all that these good folks have been blessing us and our listeners with some free sandwiches, barbecue sandwiches, and we got them in the building. Let me pull my thing down so you can see them. All right, tell me your name and where your locations are.
My name is Patricia Jacobs, and I represent the Dickies and the Fuel Max gas stations.
Now, Patricia, do me a favor. Come closer to that mic because we want everybody to hear you. And tell you, Patricia Jacobs, you said?
Yes, sir.
All right, and your stores are located where?
I have stores all over Texas area near Beaumont. I have also some in Moss Hill. I have one also in the Cleveland area as well.
Cleveland, Texas. I know Cleveland.
Texas,
I know
yes.
Cleveland, Ohio folks listen to the show and they getting all their mouth water and everything.
No, that's Cleveland, Texas.
Cleveland, Texas. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
sir. I also have one Dayton, Texas, Devers, Dayton area as well. So got them
mhm,
all over.
mhm.
Total of 10.
Yep. Dayton Broncos, right? The high school name up there. They
Absolutely.
play good football up there in Dayton. I know a little bit about Dayton. I'm from Ohio, and we have a Dayton, Ohio. But when I got down here, they made me know about Dayton, Texas. Let me ask you this: what made you get into Dickey's barbecue and barbecue pit stores?
Well, actually, I worked for the corporation for a little over a year.
Okay.
I fell in love with the brand. And then I had an owner that actually brought me on board to help get his running properly.
Okay.
Been with him over a year now, and I oversee all of his 10 locations.
Wow.
And I also oversee his Checkers locations as well.
Okay, I didn't know Checkers was involved in the family.
In this family.
His family, okay.
In the Fuel Max family.
I got you.
All of our locations are connected to the gas station, and it's owned by the Fuel Max brothers.
Understand. Now, let me tell you a little story about Dickey's Barbecue. I used to travel 75% of the time, and I would go through that big airport in Dallas. Not
They
love.
got that one inside the airport.
I would miss my flight. They'd be calling me by name because I would check in, and they'd be calling me by name. Passenger Jones, can you please get on plane? And I'm in line trying to get my Dickies. I'm trying to get my Dickies now. And here's another thing. I don't eat everybody's potato salad, but I rock with y'all. Is this somebody grandmama making a potato salad at all the stores?
You would think so. The potato salad is one of the best. You would think it's homemade by everybody in the stores.
Don't break my heart. Don't tell me it's not.
Made by the best quality hands of Dickey's Barbecue.
Come through. We have been telling our folks about it. I got to find out, where did the spicy ribs come from? Because see, I'm part Louisiana, Cajun Creole, all of that. Tell Pookie we're gonna call him back. Okay. So where did y'all come up with the spicy ribs? I love that.
The ribs they're not cooked spicy. You add that spicy barbecue sauce on
Okay.
It actually makes them real juicy and with that kick.
Come say it again, because I just like the way you said that.
Real juicy with a kick.
Juicy.
You can get them spicy, you can get them sweet, and you can get them regular.
Sweet,
regular. And they fall off the bone.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, so they done gave me a sandwich. And
bring you back to hometown when you hear that.
Well, let me just, I'm put this right here. Don't try to take this back. I can have both of them. Okay, so God is good. Is there one? Tell everybody again why they need to come to Dickey's Barbecue for their barbecue.
Well, the main reason I'm going to tell you is it is legit because of the pit. There's a pit in every store. In every store, we cook our barbecue on the premises.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
she
sir.
said it's legit
because of the pits.
Because of the pits.
Every store has its own barbecue pit. Yes, sir. Every store cooks their own barbecue. And I can tell you this: most of them name their pit. Everybody names their own pit.
The pit got his own name.
Got his own name.
What's your pit's name? Give me a couple of names for your pit.
Names
all right, let me run some of them down.
I got one named Chucky. One named Bernard. And one named BB.
For barbecue. I'm concerned about the Chucky pit, y'all. Y'all know I like them scary movies. I'm concerned about the Chucky pit. All right, so
they're scared of it because they don't know how much you can produce at one time that you're gonna be falling in love with.
Now I'm going to put you on the spot, and don't hate me, okay? Don't pull your sponsorship. So before y'all came on board, I'm a barbecue connoisseur.
Okay.
I used to travel all over the country, and we have a top 5, top 10 in everything sports related. We messed around and put a top 5 together for barbecue. Yeah, we did. And there's some people that seem to think that the best barbecue is in this place called Kansas City.
Oh, really?
A lot of people think that their best barbecue is in Kansas City. You know, they got these places called Gates Barbecue. They got a barbecue school. They got this place called Jack Stack. They got Arthur Bryan's. They got, a couple of different spots. Tell us why Texas and Dickey's should be number one.
First of all, it was originated in Texas in 1941.
What you better
First
teach?
of all, yes, sir. Okay.
Hold on.
It started here. It's homegrown.
She dropping education. She didn't go to the Q. She went to the facts.
It's homegrown here in Texas.
Okay.
You can't get no better than barbecue in Texas. I don't care about Kansas and all other places. Texas is a place for barbecue, okay? Secondly, when it comes down to it being the best, we are even international now. Yes, sir. There's so many folks that have tried Dickey's Barbecue that we have a franchise internationally now.
Okay, you might make me rearrange the list. You might make me rearrange the list. When you go international, that just speaks for itself.
They came over here wanting to have us. We didn't go to them. They came to us.
She said it started here
because of the pit.
It's legit because of the pit. Oh yeah, did I mention we was international? Look, take that with you.
Now remember, we've been around since 1941.
1941.
Yes, sir.
That's during the war.
1941.
So while folks was fighting, y'all was feeding them with some barbecue.
That's right.
Good God.
They started off real small with a little barbecue pit in the back of a restaurant. And can you believe it? That restaurant's still sitting there on Central Avenue in Dallas, Texas.
Wow. You have educated me today. And I'm one of those people who loves to learn. Mm-hmm. So again, tell everybody who you are, tell everybody where your different locations are and all that good stuff.
My name is Patricia Jacobs, and I have 11 Dickey's locations listed all over the Texas area. Some of my areas are Highland, off of Main Street. I also have one in Moss Hill area.
Where's Moss Hill?
Cleveland area. It's Cleveland Moss Hill area.
Okay.
Near Talkington is the actual city that is actually located.
Okay.
Have one there. We have one in Dayton, Texas as well.
I love it. I love it. One of the other things I talk about on this show a lot is ownership. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, are happy just being on the team, and then they want to be coaches and they want to be general managers. But what has ownership been like for you since you transitioned, like you said, worked your way up, mm-hmm. and now are in ownership?
Well, actually, having the ownership makes you take better pride in what you're doing and serving. It makes you, when you take ownership, you really take ownership, like they pulling up to your dining room table. Yeah. And you want to make sure you're giving them legit barbecue. Yeah. So that's the difference when you're actually doing it for yourself, So
what would you say to a person right now that might be on the line? They helping serve the food, they helping clean the tables, they helping sweep the floors, but they got a vision for something better. What would you say to them right now?
I would say to them, my vision. I've been in this business 30 years.
Wow.
I started out as a cook in a kitchen. Mm-hmm. And I worked my way up from that crew person that may be listening right now.
Yeah.
And I tell them, don't ever give up, but just dream big.
Yeah.
And when you dream big, your dreams tend to happen. And if you stay in the game, it will.
Yeah. I tell people all the time, you don't get a scholarship being on the sideline.
Nope. And it won't come overnight. You got to work for it.
That's what
you got to have a passion for it.
Yeah.
It's like I used to say, I bleed this food business because it's been in my life so long. As long as my kids been in my life, I've been dealing with doing food 30 years. And now it's paying off.
Now you boss lady. Now she boss lady.
Thank you.
Listen, we want to appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for what y'all are doing. In fact, right now, I'm going to give away a free classic sandwich, courtesy of Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Just call me. Just call me right now, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. You can even use this code if you order online at dickeys.com. That's dickeys.com. But call me right now, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. I got mine. You can get yours too right here. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for blessing us with lunch today.
Not a problem.
You're going to make me come out to Dayton and all them other places to visit you.
You can come to any of them.
Come to any of them.
We share the love.
All right. Dr. Man, what you doing over there quiet? Come over here and say hi to the people. You don't want to, you got to say hi. I done called you out now. I done called you out now. You got to say hi. Got to say hi.
Thanks so much for having us. We just glad to be part of this partnership with you guys and love the station. And we just here in Houston, and we just love the support. So,
man, we love you guys too, and we mean that sincerely. Keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Thanks so much.
All right, thank y'all. Hey, y'all give it up for Dickey's Barbecue. Y'all give it up for Dickey's Barbecue. Again, blessing us right now on the lunch break. I'm looking for the next caller, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. And I wasn't lying. I don't rock with everybody's potato salad, but I mess with it over there at Dickey's. Come on now, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. I'll give this to you today, and you go ahead and get yours too, right here, courtesy of Dickey's Barbecue. All right, y'all, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. All right. More. I got more. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. I learned something today. I did not know that Dickie's been around since 41. Did not know that. Did not know that they started this doggone thing. Wow. Very interesting. Where my callers at? Why y'all not calling to get this barbecue sandwich? I'm going to, if I need to just send you a copy or a picture of the code, I'll do that. All you got to do is go online and order at dickies.com. That's www.dickies.com. You can have that code and you get a free classic sandwich, barbecue sandwich. It's the chopped beef sandwich. And don't forget to go ahead and add some ribs. Like she said, you got the spicy sauce, you got the sweet barbecue sauce, and then you've got the regular. Also, you can get the pulled pork, you can get the brisket. They've got the sausage, and they've got all the sides. Their biscuits, their rolls are phenomenal. So anyway, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Y'all gonna have me thinking my phone lines ain't working right now if you don't call me. So I tell you what, I'll even open it up to text message, 832-403-5005 if you want one of those free coupons. I got to give a big shout out to State Representative Sophronia Thompson, who just tuned into the show. Sophronia Thompson, God bless you. Thank you for all of your amazing work in the state of Texas. We appreciate you. Long time public servant here in the state. My good friend, Demi Anderson, love you, Queen. How you doing? Kim Negret, I see you. Chandra Gillum, how you doing, love? That's another one of my Queen sisters. Appreciate y'all tuning in right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Let's see. CJ just called and said she wants this coupon. Let me send it to her right now. CJ, I'm sending this to you right now as we speak. Use this code, order online, get that sandwich, and tell them you got it from the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I just sent it to her. I just sent it to her. Yep, there you go. See, again, we're making you winners. We're making you winners right here on the show. So, in fact, he just gave me a stack more. So give me another caller. That's one of them is gone. I'm going to give away another one. 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000 if you want it on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All right. We were talking about the draft. We were talking about the situations. I was telling you, John Beck is a good person to listen to and follow. Now, I don't know if he's like what he was like today all the time, but I like what I heard out of him today. John Beck, former second-round draft pick in the NFL, played in the NFL for several years. Now he's a quarterback coach. And for him to talk as constructively as he did about each of the top quarterbacks coming out, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, as well as Justin Fields. This guy it tells me this guy really knows what he's talking about, because again, for him to say that it's not just about, what we think it is, the quarterback can't go through he can't read defenses and he can't go through his progressions. There are literally some teams that send a guy out there with them only able to do certain things. I will never forget finding out that there was a quarterback that was not allowed to audible out of a play on offense. So if he saw a defense that was going to blow up the play, he was not allowed to audible out of the play. That's coaching. That's not bad quarterback play. That's coaching. And then you got us armchair quarterbacks who literally will rip a guy because he didn't, read the defense and he didn't audible out of the play and all of that. and the coach literally tied his hands and said, "You're not allowed to change the play. You're not allowed to change the play." I'll never forget when Jim Harbaugh got slapped on the head by Mike Ditka because he made some changes to some plays, and he got slapped on the head by Mike Ditka. I mean, you got coaches out there that are narcissistic like that, and they make a good quarterback look bad. So John Beck seemed to be one of the good ones. Dan Orlowski is on the travel advisory. Watch him at your own risk. That dude right there, I don't know what to believe out of his mouth. I mean, he was willing to spread rumors about Justin Fields as if they were facts. That's not good. That's not good evaluation right there. That's not good journalism either. And then the folks that want to say the media. Oh, well, the media. I heard Brady Quinn say that today. Oh, the media, puts these guys out there as if they're this, is out there. First of all, Brady Quinn, if you work for a nationally syndicated radio show, you're the media, bro. If you work for a podcast, you're the media. If you work on you write articles and all that, you are the media. So, pointing the finger at the media, you're pointing it right at yourself. And just like with anything, you got good ones and you've got bad ones, and then you got, questionable ones and those that are not as well known and don't have the large reach. But, everybody now seems to want to blame the media for everything. Oh, the media did this and the media did that. All they're doing is reporting what's out there. And some of us try to make sure that we verify our sources before we run with it. So, while Brady Quinn is trying to make it sound like the media is killing the draft stock of certain quarterbacks, no, it's the Dan Orlowskis, it's the experts who, are putting the negative stuff out there as if it's fact. I'll never forget the scout that had the unbelievably negative report on Cam Newton, talking about his character and his, he smiles too much and he's fake and he's this and he's that and the other. And guess what? Cam Newton has been exactly who he was in college, exactly who he is in the NFL. Is he emotional? Sure. But nobody says anything about Tom Brady when he gets emotional and fiery. Oh, he's just a leader. He just wants to win. Cam Newton does it and he's pouting. So, take it all with a grain of salt. We'll know tonight who is going to be the number 1 pick. We'll know who will be the number 2 pick. We'll know who will be number 3. We'll get all the way through 32 picks tonight. Tomorrow, it'll be rounds 2 through 3. 2 and 3 tomorrow. And then Saturday, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then it's over. The last pick in the draft on Saturday night will be called Mr. Irrelevant, and we'll find out if he will make a team. We'll find out if he is that 200 tick? It's either pick number 253 or 256. I forget what number it is, but that's the last pick in the draft. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Of course, we had some basketball last night. There were some very good games. The Spurs fell to the Heat by the score of 116 to 111. Close game, but man, I'm telling you, I've been telling folks about this young man since he came into the league. DeJounte Murray is a star in the making. I didn't say superstar. There's only a couple of those. DeJounte Murray is a star in the making. DeJounte Murray, triple-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. And he is playing in an offense that doesn't focus on the three, doesn't focus on high-volume shots from, individual players. It focuses on good sound ball movement, good fundamentals, just playing good, heady basketball. And DeJounte Murray shows what kind of skills he has when he's healthy. 22, 10, and 11. The Spurs are going to try and bounce back from that loss when they visit the Boston Celtics tomorrow at 6:30. And man, what an ending to the Denver Nugget, New Orleans Pelicans game. I told, who was I talking to yesterday when I said the person I would put in my top 5, it was the greatest. When I said the person that I would put as the 5 in my all NBA team would be none other than the Joker. Well, the Joker from behind, two-handed, all-ball block on Zion Williamson with 2 seconds left to play and what would have been the game-tying dunk. The Joker said, no, 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 and blocked it, and Denver held on for the win, 114-112. Great game by both teams. I do know that David Grubb is having a hard time with Eric Bledsoe. I mean, very talented young man, definitely a point guard who can run a team. But when it comes to his shot, it's just not there. It's just not there. That young man misses some ugly shots. That's one of those things in the offseason, and I know they didn't have much of one this past year. He's got to work on his jumper. I'm talking about mid-range. I'm talking about from deep. He's got to put the work in on the jumper. But anyway, Denver held on for the win against New Orleans. Rockets going to be in action tonight when they host Milwaukee. Tip off at 7 o'clock. The Mavericks will visit Detroit at 6 Central. And then, as I said before, the NFL draft tonight, 7 o'clock, live on the Mothership and a couple of the other networks. All right, take another break. Be right back right after this on the lunch break. If you want in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. And, okay, I got another text message for the free barbecue. Let me go ahead and send that out. Kim Negrete, you got one coming right now. Use that code, order online, courtesy of Dickies and the lunch break here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I love the ownership that I just saw in the room. I love that. And I hope you heard that encouraging message. If you're on the line right now, if you're on the grill, if you're in the drive-through window, stick with your dreams. Look, one day that could be your store or another store could be yours. Hang in there, work the plan, and let the plan work for you. We'll be right back.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number: 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hey everyone, it's Michelle Obama. Barack and I are so thrilled that we got our COVID-19 vaccine because this is a deadly disease and this vaccine will protect us from getting really sick. Getting vaccinated is safe and it could save your life and allow us to start getting back to seeing friends and family again. We can do this. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/coronavirus.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and I want to shout out to my brother, Keith Hawkins, Longhorn Keith, on his new talk show every Saturday from 12 to 1. It is Coffee with Keith, coffee with a K. And I mean it. He goes through all the ins and the outs of the coffee industry, stuff that you may have never known or didn't understand or what have you, and will go through how you can make it profitable for yourself. Imagine getting in on the multi-billion-dollar coffee industry. It might be $1 trillion industry. I got to tune in and listen more myself. But again, you don't want to miss it. It's right here every Saturday from 12 to 1, Coffee with Keith. Don't miss it, all right? You'll be glad you did. Big shout out to you, Keith. Love you, brother. All right, so again, want to congratulate our folks who are picking up these coupons. Kim DeGrette just got one. She just got one. Also, CJ picked up one. So congratulations to them. If you want one and you want to call in, I'll save one for the phone line, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 on the lunch break. You'll get yourself a free classic sandwich courtesy of Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Let's see, looking. All right, just sending a message to one of our winners, and let's see. But okay, you can use that to order a sandwich. All right, y'all. Love it, man. I love when Winning Wednesday flows over into Thursday. I mean, you can never have too much winning. To me, I love when, radio shows and radio stations just have constant winning going on. I love that. Hey, a chance for you to win $10,000. I wish we had it. If I got a benevolent listener out there that wants to give away a $1,140 prize, get with me. I mean, when I tell you we can advertise your business like crazy, get at your boy. Because, man, I love making somebody a winner. I love big prizes, little prizes, you name them kind of prizes. All right. So what was I going to say? Oh, man, I got to save this until Kris Gardner comes on. But, man, talk about bad decisions. The Rockets' decision I'm talking about the Rockets who went to the adult establishment while they were in Miami. Number one, they weren't properly masked up and they violated the health and safety protocols. Number two, the teammate, Sterling Brown, got assaulted in the parking lot and almost lost his life. Number three, I mean, literally, there was a video that was released and you saw all the carnage that took place. And Kevin Porter Jr. was having to literally argue with the officer about getting some kind of medical attention for Sterling Brown. Number four, Kevin Porter Jr. had to sit out a whole week because he had violated the safety and health protocol. And then number five, he just got fined $50,000 yesterday for that violation of the health and safety protocol, all stemming from that one night and that decision to go to the club. Man, I'm sorry. I know he got it. I know he makes millions and all that. But hear me when I say, just because you make that money don't mean you want to blow 50 gur on a penalty or a fine that could have been avoided. It just doesn't mean you want to blow that money. And with everything going on with the Rockets right now, as they, are dwelling in the bottom cellar of the NBA, you don't need stuff like that. You're looking for bright spots. You're looking for things that will help your fan base and your organization feel good about the direction of the team. And I do. I appreciate Kevin Porter Jr. I believe he's got talent out of this world. But Young man's got to make better choices. Got to make better choices. Or if you're going to make those choices, man, take some security with you, mask up, get in there, get out of there, and let's go. Someone said, AJ, just stay out of there. Let me tell you something. These young men are young men, and they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to do what they want to do. So why not do it as safely as possible? And that just wasn't the case there. I bet if they could erase that night before it happened, they would right now. They would absolutely do that right now. Yeah, somebody just texted me. One night in Miami. Same title, two different outcomes. Goodness gracious, man. I feel bad for them young men. I do. I do. All right, so let me go to this guy real quick. Oh, am I in trouble? I'm in trouble. You sure?
Keep it in there.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much. I got another stack of them, so I done gave away a few.
Okay.
What are you doing?
I got the gift.
No, you ain't got. He gave them to me.
So yeah, no, you look like the Lord has blessed you.
Okay, here go half-seed.
I can hear nobody.
Here go here. Come here, because you'll come back and get me when I ain't looking, and I'll be scared. Half-seeds.
He say hell.
Half-seeds.
That's why we can get a stack of ribs.
Wait a minute, where the rib coupons at? You see how they treat me? I'm the only guy on the air, and you see how I get treated? You see how I get treated? It ain't right. It ain't right. Free my ribs. Free my ribs. No ribs, no peace. I can't hear nobody. All right, so let me go to the NFL Network real quick, and let me go to Tommy Tuberville. Remember him? I remember Tommy Tuberville. Tommy Tuberville used to be head coach in college football, and then some kind of way, without being knowledgeable about civics and government history, he got elected to Congress. In fact, I think isn't he a senator from Alabama? Let me pull this up now. I want to tell the story correctly. Tommy Tubber, there he is. Yeah. Yep, let's see. Serving as a junior United States Senator from Alabama. Tommy Tuberville is advising incoming rookies to stick to sports. Senator Tommy Tuberville, Republican out of Alabama, former college football coach, tells TMZ.com that the players drafted over the next 3 days should talk about what you know about and avoid talking about politics. I got to drop my phone right there. This dude does not know the 3 branches of government. He doesn't know the 3 executive branches of government. He does not know, but yet feels very comfortable telling the incoming rookies who are going to be drafted, and I'm going to go ahead and go here, the majority of which are going to be minority, African American, to stick to talking about what they know about. Well, Tommy, if we're going to use that logic, then you got to do us a favor and stop talking about politics because you don't know about it. You just don't know. He says, nobody's looking for an outspoken person, Tuberville said. We're too divided as it is. The former football coach is right, indeed. It is important for football coaches to continue to coach football and not try to learn about things like the 3 branches of government. He says everybody wants to make an opinion, and that's fine, but I think especially for young people to get involved in something that maybe they might not understand as much. I think they need to let the people that whatever they do for a living justify it. Wow. So that right there should tell you what Tommy Tuberville thinks about or thought about your kids when he was sitting in your living room, dining room, den, trying to recruit your kids. He didn't think you even had enough sense to teach them about what they learn almost every day in almost every school. In fact, the fact that these kids are over 18 and do what? Are allowed to register to vote, and many do, that's just a slap in the face. That's just ignorance. And it's the people like Tommy Tuberville, Brett Favre, and others that love for folks to talk about it when they talk about their version of politics and not a opposing view. Stick to sports when it's liberal and democratic. Oh, this is a great, smart, bright young man when it's conservative and Republican. And remember now, I'm an independent. So I don't care on either side. What I care about is fairness. Don't tell people to shut up and stick to sports when you don't know what you're talking about half the time, and then when it's an opposing view. Like, I was not mad at Tim Scott last night for his take on what racism is, what racism isn't, whether this is a racist nation or not. I wasn't mad about it. Why? Because Tim Scott's view doesn't speak for everyone Black. If he, after having described racism, feels like he has not experienced racism and this is not a racist nation, that's his view. He's entitled to it. I don't have any problem with him sharing it. Doesn't mean it's my view. Doesn't mean it's other people's views who have lost their loved ones because of their race. That is the epitome of the definition of racism. So anyway, let me get Sybil Wilkes on with what you need to know today. Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000 is the number to dial. 281-453-1000 is the number to dial. Would love to hear from you. I still got an extra coupon if you want a free chopped beef sandwich, courtesy of Dickey's Barbecue. All you got to do is give me a call, and we'll get you set up. All right, so yeah, I don't have time to do that one right now. We're going to do Sybil Wilkes after the top of the hour. All right, so let's see. Kimberly Negrete said, be ignorant so that you won't vote. Gotcha. Yeah, that's my point. And we know that has been part of the playbook for a long time. They wouldn't let Black people learn how to read. They wouldn't let them go to school. They wouldn't let them attend, UT and A&M and, Rice and all these other schools, which is why historically Black colleges and universities had to come along. And then that became a problem. So all I'm saying is you make sure your child is properly educated. You make sure your kid knows the difference between all the executive branches in Congress, and don't walk around ignorant and hypocritical like the Tommy Tubervilles of the world. So anyway, let me get Sybil Wilkes ready to be queued up right after the top of the hour. Again, we got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us in the next hour. And your calls are available. The phone lines are wide open, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday, and it's draft day. It's NFL draft day. Let me say it like that. It is NFL draft day right here on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
legendary. 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management. Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021. Number one. In last night's speech before a joint session of Congress, President Joe Biden continued his push to build back better America. He formally introduced another of the pillars, this time his $1.8 trillion American Families Plan. Among the education proposals, free community college to all Americans and $46 billion for historically black colleges and universities, as well as tribal colleges and universities. Number two, the Justice Department announced federal hate crime charges Wednesday in the death of Ahmaud Arbery, the Black Georgia man who was killed while out for a run last year. Travis McMichael, his father Gregory, and a third man, William Roddy Bryant, are all charged with one count of interference with civil rights and attempted kidnapping. The McMichaels are also charged with using, carrying, and brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence. Number three, exactly 1 year after the U.S. passed 1 million coronavirus cases, more than 32 million Americans have been diagnosed with COVID-19. But according to data from Johns Hopkins University, the latest numbers show the U.S. pandemic could finally be easing. Potential surges may have stalled in nearly all states, with new cases, hospitalizations, and daily deaths all dropping over the past week. Number four, a federal lawsuit has been filed in U.S. District Court in North Carolina by a 66-year-old black woman for use of excessive force and unlawful search by 4 officers during a May 2019 traffic stop. Officers say the woman, identified as Stephanie Bottom, was driving 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. Body camera footage shows officers approaching Bottom's vehicle with guns drawn, then pulling her by the arm and hair from her vehicle to the ground. Number five, for Black America, the pursuit of the American dream has never wavered, yet they still lag significantly behind other ethnic groups in terms of home ownership. The reasoning starts in the 1960s when the Federal Housing Administration infamously instituted redlining, a discriminatory practice where banks would avoid investments based on community demographics. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the home ownership rate among white Americans is 73.2%, while Black home ownership rate stands at 41.1%. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Purposefully, being happy is showing gratitude to the universe. So be happy on purpose. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with George Wallace and special guest Monique as we discuss today's top headlines and more. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SibylWilkes.com. Be informed. Be empowered. All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday. Appreciate Sybil Wilkes with her What You Need to Know. Good stuff in that. And let's see. Got that. What else is happening in sports? A lot of comments coming in. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to those yet. Kris Gardner is on, though. Hold on. Before I do anything else, let me pull my brother like no other in the show. And I don't like that view. I was trying to get our background in there, but there you are. I like it better when we big. Okay. Hey, Kris, man, before I get anything going, let me hit this real quick. Oh, that's the wrong one. There it is right here. That's who he is. He tall, he light-skinned, and he been doing sports with Houston Roundball Review since the 90s. He says it's a local name with a national perspective. It's the one and only Kris Gardner. What's up, brother?
What it do, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing well. Above ground. Let's do this.
Man, I hear you. Listen, I know it's not your sport, but Tommy Tuberville said all these incoming rookies need to stick to what they know and don't try to be a spokesperson for politics. This is the same dude that don't know what the 3 executive branches of government are. Any thoughts on the Tommy Tubervilles of the world out there?
Coach Tuberville?
Yeah.
Coach Tuberville who turned politics. Coach Tuberville. That Coach Tuberville. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just dripping with irony. But go ahead.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. Don't get me started on dudes like that, folks like that. Whatever.
Oh God. Hey man, we got a lot to talk about. But before we get into the NBA stuff, man, you ran me hot when you sent me that thing about the NCAA and they're trying to, in the middle of the night, slide in that they extended the contract of one, I'm as sorry as I could possibly be, Mark Emmert, for another 2 years. The NCAA is trash. I can't say it no other way. They just straight trash from the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. I'm going to throw them away while I still got them.
Man, when I saw the tweet, I think it was Nicole Auerbach from The Athletic tweeted it first. And it was late. It was, I guess, 9:00 at night. I was like, what? What? And my initial thought was, are you serious? Is this for real? I was just flabbergasted. I still am flabbergasted. I mean, I've read articles about it, and I don't know anyone who's not on the board of governors of the NCAA and in Mark Emmert's family who agree with this move. This move is just so ignorant. Forget short-sighted. It's just baffling why. I mean, nobody else wanted the job. Is that what they're saying? Nobody else wanted it. The timing of it, it was a news dump. That's what it was. It was It was part of something else. And oh, by the way, we extended Mark Emmert for 2 more years. Why? And clearly they don't care about the backlash. They don't care about the reaction. I have not read one positive comment about this move. This makes no sense. And I got to be careful, which, sometimes I do. I know folks in the NCAA office. I have contacts. I have some friends in the NCAA office. Please, this just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I can't underscore that enough, how lack of sense this makes. I don't care if he was rumored to be going to LSU. Let his behind go to LSU. So what?
He and LSU deserve each other. Him, LSU, Kim Mulkey. It's a cesspool. They all belong in it. They're trash. I'll have to be careful. I don't want no. I've tried to get media credentials. They blow me out of the water just for asking. It's trash. I'm sorry. I ain't pulling it back. I know I'm supposed to pray for them. I will, but they're trash.
I'll pray for them. Pray for them to see the light, to see reality and things like that. But man, this is just such an asinine move.
Kris, if we just talk about it from meritocracy, there is no way in the world you can say that Mark Emmert did a good enough job during the tenure of his last contract, and given all the missteps and self-inflicted wounds that they've suffered at his hand under his watch, to justify keeping a job, let alone getting an extension to further do the job. And I'm sure there was a money increase in there.
Probably. But amen, brother. You said it all right there. You preached to the choir. I have nothing justifies this. There is nothing he's done, in my eyes, worthy of this extension. Absolutely nothing. And then you find out about, just the recent missteps for the basketball tournament, the women's tournament. He put his foot in his mouth so many times. I don't know how he walks. Oh my gosh, this is just so sad, so dumb, so ignorant, so closed-minded, so short-sighted, so everything that is wrong with the NCAA in this one decision. They just want, in case we forgot, they just wanted to remind you, just in case y'all forgot how inept we were, we wanted to give you another example of our ineptitude by giving this man an extension on his contract.
Yeah. I wish I could paint it better. There's no way to. This is what it is. And again, it's just a sign of how there are, I can't even call it a double standard. I'm talking about triple standards in America. If it had been a woman, wouldn't have happened. If it had been a person of color, wouldn't have happened. It's a triple standard. But some kind of way, Mark Emmert is rewarded for being inept, for being bad at his job, for being short-sighted, non-equitable. Mark Emmert was rewarded for everything that is wrong in our society today. He does it on a daily basis in his job, and he gets rewarded for that.
And the investigation in the inequities of between the men's women tournaments is ongoing. So that, I mean, it's NCAA sponsored, I believe, but if that investigation drops the hammer on Mark Emmert, then what? Then what? This move looks even more ignorant. You couldn't even wait for that to conclude and give you the recommendations from that investigation. It's just so sad.
Stay right there. I got to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hey, this is Raven Rogers from the University of Oregon 800 meters, NCAA, 3-time NCAA champ, art major, Spanish fluent, Houston native right here. And you're listening to The Lunch Break with KYOK.
I appreciate you, Raven Rogers. She's over there running somewhere, getting ready for those Sochi Olympics if they happen.
Real quick, brother. Did Raven say in that spot, does she say Finnish fluent? That she said?
Spanish fluent.
Spanish fluent. Okay, well, that's good too. So hey.
Yep. She's very fluent in Spanish. In fact, I think she majored in Spanish at Oregon, and how many of us go on and do that? So very proud of her, man. If you get a chance, follow her on Instagram. She puts on a lot of her workouts up there, and man, I know why I wasn't an Olympic athlete just by looking at her workouts. So
little known fact, though, brother. Yours truly was a member of the Spanish National Honor Society in high school.
Better come on with it. I mean, brother, what haven't you done, Kris?
But sadly, it fell off after high school. But I was pretty good in Spanish. School Spanish is not the same in conversation on street Spanish, but
right.
But some way over the summer between freshman and sophomore year, it became more natural to me. And because I'm really getting off topic now, but because of scheduling, whatever, I couldn't take Spanish 3. But because I did so well in Spanish 1 and 2, the teacher approved me and allowed me to still be a member of Spanish National Honor Society. So I still participate in some of the things. So yeah.
Brother, that's outstanding. And like you just said, it goes with how often you use it. If you continue to talk and use it, you become more and more fluent in it. Me and my roommate used to ride the streetcar from one end of New Orleans to the other, speaking French so that we could be ready for our French class. And we're very fluent to the point where I got a job where I was the French translator at a hotel that I worked for.
There you go, man. Yeah.
But listen, you don't use it, and that bad boy will leave you. You're like, wait, what you say? Hold on. That sounds familiar, so. But that's impressive, Kris.
I took French in fifth grade and aced French in fifth grade. So yeah, French, Spanish, but all that stuff just left my brain.
Hola, se llama?
Como estás? I can, and I mean, even that's gone. Look at Ozark Gardner, unless I've spoken Spanish. I had the tongue for it. I could speak it pretty well. I just comprehension part of it just falling off a cliff. So
yeah, and like you said, the formal version versus conversational, two different things.
Very much so.
Yeah, my aunts and uncles and grandparents used to help me with Cajun French in New Orleans. It was definitely different.
Yes, very different. Yes,
very different. So But so, Kris, the one night in Miami, as Willie Gibson so illustriously labeled it, man, that is the gift that just keeps on giving in the worst possible way. We just saw the body cam and how bad it was for Sterling Brown. You know, we saw that Kevin Porter Jr. was literally having to argue with an officer about giving him care. And then we find out that Kevin Porter Jr. got hit with a $50,000 fine for violating safety and health protocols from that night. When does this thing end, man? That thing's horrible.
It has to be ongoing because based on the reports, several Rockets were there. So if several to me means more than two,
right?
We know Sterling and Kevin Porter were there. Well, right. Several. If more than two were there, then based on Kevin Porter Jr. being fined $50,000, I would think others are going to be fined as well because several were at the club. So if they were at the club, that means they violated the NBA's protocols. So when they're going to fine them too,
right?
Is that part of the investigation that is still ongoing? Most likely, because the proof right there in the video, if you haven't seen it, you know Kevin Porter's there because, like you said, he's talking to some of the police officers.
Right.
So we know he was there, and I wonder. I mean, I don't want to assume, never mind, but I wonder if he was the other person involved in the skirmish.
Okay. What's also interesting is, remember, they made Kevin Porter sit out for a week because of that violation of the health and safety protocol. Not as punishment, but because of possible exposure.
Right.
How do they go back and when they find out who these other players were with 11 games left, how do they go back and decide who plays and who sits out?
That's a great point, which makes me kind of wonder about those reports about several being there. Because if several were there, then why are they still playing?
Right.
So if that's not correct, that makes more sense about Kevin Porter Jr. being the one to sit out those games.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, again, man, I counted out 5 things that went wrong as a result of that night, and to be determined. That number could grow exponentially in the next coming days. We also found out that it is confirmed John Wall will not play anymore this season. Talk about that and what it looks like for John Wall coming back next season.
The injury, he suffered the sprained hamstring Friday against the Clippers. And Coach Silas touched on this in, I think, Monday or Tuesday this week. Gave him a little bit more details. He noticed John kind of limping, wincing during the game. And he asked John during the game, man, are you good? You good to stay in the game? And John said, I'm good. I can still play. But I guess Saturday or Friday night, he still wasn't feeling right. So he got the MRI, and the MRI results showed the strain. And typical recovery from a strained hamstring is about 3 weeks. Well, in the Rocket season, there's about 3 weeks left. So that's why most likely, be very, 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 very shocked if he plays that last game of the season. So he's probably done for the year. As far as the future, as of right now, he has 2 years left on his contract.
Okay.
So he's going to be back as of right now, unless the team makes the Rockets an offer. I think it's too soon for the Rockets to buy out his contract because he has 2 years left on his contract, not just one. So it's not similar to like a Blake Griffin buyout with Detroit, kind of thing. So because Blake's 2 years had already started. He was already in this second season right now. So only had 1, after that. So, but it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Tillman, he's a billionaire, but maybe sometime next February, if they don't get a trade that they like, then they can discuss trying to buy out John, next year.
Yeah. Is there, we got Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the show. Is there any interest or any speculation that they would buy him out or move on from him?
Not right now, no. Because he played well when he was healthy.
Right.
In some games, he was their offense.
Right.
Which is a problem, relying on a man who's coming off 2 years of not being in the NBA. But I'm not convinced that a John Wall, Kevin Porter Jr. backcourt works long term. Obviously, you didn't get a lot of games to see it this year, but they're going to try it next season. and then go from there. If it doesn't work, if there's a future for it, they're going to ride it out.
Okay.
If not, then they just do what's best for the franchise. We know Kevin Porter Jr. is younger.
Yeah.
And unless he gets in trouble off the court again, he's going to be part of the long-term future.
Which I think he should be. My question to you is, have you seen enough of John Wall to feel good about him coming back, being a part of the future of the Rockets?
Yes.
Okay. I felt that I have.
But you know, again, I'm just not, and maybe it's more KPJ's youth. The two of them together on the floor at the same time has not clicked enough for me. I think they played well together once or twice, you know, down the stretch here, you know, and it seems Kevin's game suffered more. He acquiesced more. He yielded to John more than he should have. You know, yeah, we know John's the established vet. We know all that. But Kevin, you got talent too, and you need to be aggressive and not settle and fade into the background too much when the two of them are on the floor together.
Yeah. Good points, as always, with Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the show. So the Rockets own the worst record in the NBA by what, 3.5, 4 games?
Yeah, they seem set now. Yep.
I'm feeling good about it.
Yep.
Can I start thinking Cade Cunningham with the Rockets? Can I start that, or is it too soon?
It's still too soon because lottery is a lottery. But if they finish, and it doesn't really help, if they finish with the worst record, that team with the worst record cannot pick worse than 5th in the NBA draft. But unfortunately, with the Rockets and the conditions, if they end up 5th in the lottery, then that pick can go elsewhere to OKC or Miami, the worst of, you know, the 3. So it's not set in stone yet because of those conditions on that pick.
So when is the lottery? That's where they pick the balls and open the envelopes, and we find out who will have the number 1 pick. Do you know when that is?
Should be next month. I think dates have been announced because the season ends May 16th. So I think it's around sometime in the first round of the playoffs. So it should be sometime next month.
All right. And then the draft itself is when?
Will be after the playoffs.
After the playoffs. Okay. Man, I especially with it being draft night in the NFL, I'm really looking forward to the draft in the NBA for the first time in a long time because, again, the Rockets haven't been in contention for a number 1 pick since Yao Ming. And before that, Hakeem Olajuwon. So I'm kind of excited to see the Rockets try to rebuild or build differently than they have in a long, long time.
And they will have 3 first-round picks. There's a question of how they fall in the draft. And then you can decide what you want to do with all 3. Do you want to draft all 3? You want to keep all 3? Or do you want to use them in trade in a trade package to get an established star/superstar to help you shorten your rebuilding phase? So they have flexibility now, and that's one benefit to the retooling. The rebuild start this coming season, just off season. So, you know, but yeah, the process has started, and 3 draft picks. I'm looking forward to it because it's 3 first-round picks. I can't remember the last time the Rockets really did anything in the first round instead of waiting until for media to talk to the second-round pick at the end of the draft on draft night. Media, you know, draft goes till 11 o'clock sometimes, and media didn't get a chance to talk to a player or the GM or the player until midnight. So, but now it may be interesting to hear what Phil Stone has to say about we picked Cade Cunningham. Look at him. He's a great player. We picked Jalen Suggs because, you know, whatever. So, and then with the second first round pick, we picked so-and-so, and third pick, we did this. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Stay right there. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more with Kris Gardner on the lunch break.
KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show
right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Okay.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am, Wavy.
At 832-767-3211.
Just a little bit.
Located on the north side.
Tish, be nice. I'm sorry. Tish, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm missing my intro. I don't care. I'm sorry, Tish, I'm sorry.
Are you gonna try that?
Yes.
When?
Today.
Bless you.
Come on, put your hands together.
What you try today?
The sausage you told me to get. And a baked potato.
The baked potato $12.
I don't care.
Hey.
I'm doing one of them baked potatoes too.
This is Jazz.
You better get that right, bro.
Brother.
Here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all. We back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. You know how we do it in here, and I don't like to be tickled, so I gives it all up when that comes around. So anyway, Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, back with us, and
Yeah, watch it.
yeah. I heard something about spirit. So anyway, man, I'm just so discombobulated right now. I can't even see straight. All right, so Kris, again, we won't know what happens draft wise and lottery wise for a while. A lot of people have been asking the question, and you've answered it before, but just for the sake of our listeners, let me ask it again. Is Stephen Silas in any kind of danger of losing his job after one season based on everything that's happened with this team?
I don't believe so. I haven't heard anything to think he is in trouble. No.
Okay.
That does not mean that Tillman won't be Tillman and let him go. But I haven't heard anything that stating that Stephen is in trouble.
So that being said, what is Tillman Fertitta doing? Why is Tad Brown leaving after 15 seasons?
20 total. What is it? 15 maybe as CEO. I'll do the same thing I did when Daryl Morey stepped down. All I can do right now is go with what Tad said. Tad said this was in the works. He had been thinking about it for 18 months to 24 months. He said it is not Tillman. It's not any influence from Tillman, nothing of that sort. Tad, he said all the right things to us during that press conference. However, if a month from now, news breaks that Tad Brown is CEO of the Sixers,
right,
or the Mavericks, or Team X, or whatever,
somebody,
then you gotta wonder, Tillman did it again, So,
I mean, Kris, I know you understand. It looks like there's something going on.
It does. It looks bad, sure.
It's one thing for D'Antoni to not come back. But for two of your stars to demand to get out, for Daryl Morey to find a way out, and then a longtime CEO and executive in your organization to decide, I just don't want to do basketball anymore.
Oh, there's a lot of flags. Sure, there's a lot. No question about that. Tad said, he mentioned that the succession is in place. So it should be, I think, someone within the organization will assume his role with the team. Now, if that role is just a paper role where Patrick Fertitta runs everything behind the scenes, I mean, that's possible. I'm not going to sit here and tell listeners, insult y'all's intelligence, that that's not possible. But until that happens, because I think I told you one of my first times being blessed to be on the show, it was joked when Tillman took over, among some of our colleagues, we were back sitting in the media lounge. We just said it was a matter of time before Patrick takes over. So, that was 2.5 years ago, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, we might be getting close to that.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing that concerns me. It feels like people who don't know what they're doing are becoming more prevalent in the process. And that makes people who do know what they're doing and have been there for a long time decide, I don't have to put up with this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put up with this. This is a sinking ship and I need to get off of it before it goes down.
Agreed. That's how it looks. That is their perception. And I mean, it's dangerous to assume, but I would hope that Tillman and Patrick understand that is the perception, and that has to change. I was glad to read that Tillman is listening to the basketball folks, Rafael and other people on the basketball side, to understand the rebuild is necessary. There's going to be some losing, and to accept that and not try to cut corners and speed it up, and accept the fact that Kevin Porter Jr. is 20 years old and that your young core is in their lower 20s, and accept the growing pains that are part of this process. I was glad to read that. I hope he sticks with that, because they may stink again next year. Chances are they probably will, because they're in the West. And if they keep 2 of the 3 draft picks, they're in the West. They could be better next year. I mean, injuries, if they don't have injuries next year, they'll be better.
Yeah.
But that better may end up just being 500.
Yeah.
500 in the West, you're battling for a playing spot. That's not a 6th seed or better spot in the West.
Yeah.
So it's going to take some time for them to get back to the James Harden kicking behind, taking names teams.
Yeah. Kris Gardner, Houston Roundball Review, joining us on the lunch break. Speaking of James Harden and, him in Brooklyn, they seem to be maintaining that number 1, number 2 spot over there in the East. Do we feel like they're going to be able to ride that thing out to an Eastern Conference Finals or an appearance in the Finals?
Eastern Conference Finals, yes. I haven't tabbed them and get to the NBA Finals, I don't believe yet, because I'm just not convinced. Kyrie is Kyrie. I expect him to do something a few times in the playoffs that, what are you doing, man? That kind of stuff. So, and James Harden, his hamstrings are bothering him. KD, the 3 of them are not yet 100%. I think Kyrie's resting tonight, or we'll call it resting. He's out tonight. So
right.
Until I see it, I'm not picking them to get out of the East. They should get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Then we'll go from there.
Okay. Yeah, right now they're 1 game up on the 76ers, 42-20, and obviously just have a few games left to play, and then it's playoff time. Miami has not quite gotten out of that play-in bracket, if you will. They're at number 7 right now, but they're starting to pick up a little steam. Boston has been kind of on a run, but even with all the streaks that they've been on, they're only at number 6, and they're behind the Knicks and the Hawks. That bothers me. That just if Boston is who people say they are, the Knicks and the Hawks.
You have plenty of ammunition based on Boston losing to OKC earlier this week. OKC had lost 13 in a row, seemed to have just loaded up on full tank mode. I mean, just complete tank mode. And I think that was in Boston. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it didn't even matter if it was OKC or Boston. OKC won that game. So that is a flag to me right there.
Yeah, that was in Boston. They lost 119-115, and they were full strength.
119 to an OKC team that had been in tank mode for going on a month. So that's not a good look. So you should have been. I'm surprised you didn't text me or tweet at me and see. So I told you. See what happened there, bro? Were you asleep? You missed on that one.
I'm trying, Chris. I'm working on myself, man. I'm looking at the man in the mirror, and I'm just trying to figure out why me and Brad Stevens can't seem to get along. So, but
I mean, did the man steal your lunch money? I
don't know. I just feel like I feel like he is the epitome of what's wrong in sports. You're rewarding people for stuff that they didn't do, and I'm gonna leave him alone. The Bucks are the interesting team in there as well. They're number 3. They're only 3.5 games behind the Brooklyn Nets. Am I sleeping on the Bucks? I just don't feel like they're built for 4 out of 7s.
You're not sleeping on them. I mean, they have questions. They had questions last year. You know, Coach Budenholzer, he's in trouble. He needs to win, and win means at minimum conference finals, at minimum, probably NBA finals. I mean, suppose you got all the pieces that you think Giannis needs, right? You got Tucker, PJ, to help out to defend folks that Giannis won't have to defend and get himself tired. You got help in the backcourt. You got help all over.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the problem? So come playoff time, the Bucks need to get it done and get far in the playoffs to justify keeping that coach there.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I'm gonna be nice to him like I'm trying to be with Brad. I feel like they have not done the job on the court, but they haven't done the job in the front office. I know they tried to get the young man that they were unable to get because of not doing it right, but they just have not built the right team around him. And when people can shut him down and keep him out of the paint, there's nobody else that seems to be able to knock down the shots to open the defenses back up. And that's why I say one game here, one game there in the regular season is one thing. 4 out of 7 in the playoffs is something different.
And Giannis, one of his problems is obviously he's not a three-point shooter, not a good one. But also, he is not a reliable free throw shooter.
True.
And if your best player struggles at the foul line, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Because good / playoff teams are going to make you go to the line in crunch time to get some of your points. And if you can't knock them down on a consistent basis, that's an issue. That is something they're going to have to overcome.
Yeah. I'm looking at the way the standings are today. If it ended, the way it looks today, it would be the Nets and the Hornets in round 1. But round 2 could be the Nets and the Knicks. How realistic is it to dream that the New York Knicks could come out of the East?
Whoa, say what?
I just said it out loud with my chest.
Come out of the East. Are you a Knicks fan?
I'm not. And when's the last time the Knicks came out of the East? Was it that NBA Finals with the Rockets when
coming out of the East? Yeah, but okay. Well, looking at the standings, who would the Knicks play in the first round? As of if the playoffs ended today,
they would play the Hawks.
I could see them winning that one.
They would have home court advantage.
I could see them, getting past the Hawks, and that's a 4-5 matchup.
Yep.
They're not going to beat the Nets. Are you saying they're going to beat the Nets? That's what you're trying to get me to say?
My question was, how realistic is it to think that the Knicks could come out of the East? Because they would have to beat the Nets 4 out of 7.
Not very realistic.
And they would either have to beat the 76ers and or the Bucks or Miami.
Not very realistic. I don't see them beating the Nets. Maybe twice. But I know it would. New York would be rocking. New York area, that'd be.
I think the NBA would be rocking.
Oh, the NBA would love it. Oh my goodness, Adam Silver would just be grinning from ear to ear. I mean, oh my goodness. ESPN, ABC. Oh yeah, everybody would love that.
So, but here's the thing, though. Here's the, and I've never wished for this to happen, but in this case alone, it is more prevalent than any other. at any given moment, it could be the Knicks against the big three, or it could be the Knicks against not the big three. Because at any given moment, James could go out.
Sure.
KD could go out.
Yep.
You know, you already said Kyrie could be Kyrie. So is it as unrealistic as we think it might be?
Yes, and I say that because these Knicks haven't done anything in the playoffs. You know, Julius Randle, he's had a great year. He's had a legitimate MVP caliber season.
Yeah.
But the rest of the team, rest of the guys on the squad, what have they done in the playoffs? They may step up.
Yeah.
Andre Barrett may step up. But until you prove it in the playoffs, what are we going to base it on?
Yeah.
We've seen what KD has done in the playoffs. We've seen what Kyrie's done in the playoffs. We've seen what James done in the playoffs.
I got you.
But that would be a fun series to watch, though.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have some friends who do radio in New York who are, one is a diehard Knicks fan. So we would have plenty to discuss. A lot of junk to exchange back and forth.
Big Time Floyd gonna make me block him. Big Time Floyd is gonna make me block him. I'm gonna tell you what he said, and then I got to take a break. Big Time Floyd said, if Brad Stevens is fired by Boston, don't be surprised if Tillman Fertitta hires him to coach the Rockets. Stay tuned. Anything is possible. I might lead a city. I'm calling y'all broadcasting live from San Antonio. I might go to one of our sister stations in a whole nother city.
Man, what has he done to you, man?
I just don't, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Do you have a story about him like dissing you in an interview? What did he talk about your family? What did he do to you, man?
Have you just ever looked at somebody and just say, bruh, how did you get that job? And why do you still have it? You never looked at anybody like that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no question.
Just are sitting in spots that are just like.
I mean, we started the show with one of them. So, so yeah. Oh, yeah. And so that's it. So it's nothing about your lunch money or a bad restaurant review or bad music recommendation, nothing like that.
Brad Stevens is one of those dudes who, if he was on my block and I was chasing, you better not run. You better not run. If I have to chase you, when I catch you, and he'll stand right there. Now, it'd be the other way around. He wouldn't take my lunch money. It'd be the other way around. Yeah.
Well, I hope for your sake, man, he does not become a Rockets head coach.
Bruh.
Which I don't think is going to happen. But
Brad Stevens is the guy that would invite me on Jerry Springer and tell me how I ruined his life in high school, like how I just made things miserable for him growing up. But I'm gonna block Big Time Floyd for like. Can't you snooze somebody for like 30 days
on Twitter?
On Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yeah.
If you can't, let me know because I just had to get rid of folks. So okay, let me know.
On the side, I think it lets you snooze people. Big Time Floyd, I think I'm finna snooze you for that one right there. Got to take a quick break. We'll come right back, wrap it up after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. That was horrible, bro.
It's in the universe now, man. So
that's why I gotta block it. I gotta snooze it, bro, for 30 days.
It's in the universe now, so he put it out there.
Yes, you can. You can snooze people for 30 days on Facebook.
Look into that, man. Okay, thank you for that.
Families relief if they've lost.
I think you got to go beside their post.
We know this is a hard time.
Click the
and this
three
fund
dots
has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a
because I just dropped folks.
and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make
Somebody
a
said,
free phone call
AJ
right now. There's no
on
cost to
Fertitta.
you for this claim. All legal fees
Bruh.
are only covered once
You know he's a
receive your
gangster,
money.
so I really need to
if
let
you
up on
lost
him.
a loved one due to COVID-19,
I'm
call
sorry,
the
Ms.
legal
Jackson, what'd you
helpline
say?
right now to find out if
Okay,
you
please
qualify
forgive me. I
for
didn't hear
cash
you.
award. Here's our number.
I'm sorry.
876-7047. 800-876.
Thank you.
Man, are you in trouble? Man, are you?
876-7047. That's
I'm still having down on my knees, bro. Up underneath the desk.
You better make that right. Better correct that.
Bro.
Do you watch
I need you to send me
television?
some of that
Of
mac and
course you
cheese
do.
for her.
Then have you tried Dish TV?
Yeah, but that's for me. That's not going to do you any good.
Oh, well, now is a great
Some
time
of it. You
because
keep yours
they're
for what you got it
giving
for. I need
everyone that
another
calls today
batch.
a 2-year
But
loan.
again,
Your
I'm
rate
going to say that's for me. So, it won't do you any good at all. So,
Call now Get Dish and get your price
I'm glad
locked
to
in
know
for 2
how
years
tight we
and
are,
save
brother.
yourself
I'm glad to know we
Has
this
your
tight.
favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR.
Oh,
You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors.
Man,
oh,
man,
and
oh,
one
man.
more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brandy Nelson, and you are listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, big shout out to Brandy Nelson Mack, her husband, her family. Great person. Thinking about you always, Brandy. All right, Kris, we talked about the East real quick. Let me jump over here to the West real quick, talk about them. Of course, Utah's hanging on to that number 1 spot by a game. The Phoenix Suns, are number 2. Then the Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers. Dallas Mavericks have gotten out of that play-in bracket. And then you got Portland, Grizzlies, Spurs, Warriors. And I've been told nobody wants to see the Warriors in the play-in bracket.
Says who?
Just what I've been told.
I mean, Warriors Spurs, right? Is that what you're saying right there? 9 and 10?
Yeah, that's
right?
9 and 10 right there.
Okay, they can beat the Spurs. Okay, so Steph can beat the Spurs. Okay, and so what did the Warriors do to the Mavericks? What happened this week in that game?
Was it personal? What did we miss?
It sure looked like it.
About Luka's mama and Mavericks mamas.
So, and Steph got his in that game, and they still got waxed. So, okay. Whatever.
A 28-0 run. Like, what happened? What don't we know that happened under the tunnel or in the bus or on the locker? What happened?
That's hard to do when you are playing by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like in 3-on-3. I mean, that's hard to do. But it happened, and Lucas said, I don't know who they played the previous night. We didn't like the way we played the previous game, and we took it personal.
Yeah.
I guess so. And the Warriors were the brunt of that, man. So, but yeah, at Lakers Nuggets potential first round series, that should be fun. Unfortunately, Jamal Murray's out, but it could be the time for Michael Porter Jr. to step up and shine. But if LeBron is healthy and AD healthy, they still beat the Nuggets. Sorry, But hey, as long as Minnesota's not in the playoffs, Utah's gonna be okay in that first round. So
I don't know what that's about, man. I don't know how Karl Anthony Towns and them boys take care of Utah every time.
3-0 this year, and the last 2 were in the span of 4 days.
Yeah.
So going to 2-0 in the matchups, I think it was a 1-point game in that one. And then the next game, I think they were scheduled to play. So you'd be like, well, Utah's going to get revenge. You're going to be more focused and locked in. Minnesota said, yeah, okay, we still match up better with y'all than anybody else, apparently. So take this L. And then Minnesota followed up and beat the Rockets. And apparently are saying, we don't really care if we get the first pick in the draft or not. So we're good. So we like what Chris Finch is doing, and Cat's playing pretty well. And Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell is playing better off the bench. Seems comfortable doing that. But Anthony Edwards, he got to fix his shot.
Yeah,
he got to fix that shot release. Looks like mine, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta pull some credit for myself. It's the poor dog won't wag his own tail. It wasn't you. I know who it was, and I love them so much that I'm not gonna call their names out. But a couple of people on my show last year talked about me like I had lost my mind because I was already thinking about the possible replacement for James Harden. And what I was talking about was a young up-and-coming player who had talent galore and who could step into that role and just kind of grow up here in Houston, similar to what Harden had done. The name that I threw out there was Michael Porter Jr. And when I tell you I got eyeball rolls, I got head shakes, I got just AJ, no, bro. And then I got, they tried to give me some credit. They were like, no, he don't play no defense, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, this dude is like Vinnie Johnson when he used to come off the bench for the old Detroit Pistons. He was instant offense. And when this young man has gotten playing time this year.
I mean, did they watch the playoffs?
I was just saying. No, I'm just saying.
I mean, because he had a lot of shining moments.
I'm just saying what I'm saying.
For the Nuggets last year. I mean, he did have some moments where his defense was just a mere rumor, but the potential was there for sure. So, yeah, it wasn't me. I know that. So, yeah, but you look good on that one because the talent is there. I thought you were going to say D'Angelo Russell, and I'd have been like, bro, he doesn't play defense at all. It's like it's not in his job description. No, no. I like jacking up threes all day long, so no. No,
I'm just saying. I was saying this young man looked like he had some shake and bake. Looked like he could get his own shot. Looked like he was hard to defend. I didn't pay a lot of time on
good size, good skills. Does a little bit more. He can do some things offensively, athletic. He can get up there. Jam on folks like that. So yeah, he's got offensive tools. When you are an athlete like that, you can be a good defensive player when you want to be. It's just up to the staff and you to decide to be a good defensive player.
Yeah.
Brother, you remember the Comets, Houston Comets?
Yeah.
Did you keep up with them? You covered them back in the day?
I sure did.
You remember the name Octavia Blue?
I sure do.
Octavia Blue is the new head coach at Kennesaw State, was named head coach today.
All right. Good for her.
Good for her. And very happy for that. Blue and I go back a lot of moons. A lot of moons. She was at the Comets. She even played for the Houston Stealth Spring Women's Basketball League here. Small, but they played games at Rice, and I was the media director for the Stealth. And Van Chancellor's son was head coach of the Stealth. So Blue and I got one story I got to tell you off the air.
Okay, all right, I like those.
But so yeah, I had to do a little search on my website today, but I interviewed her in 2009 at the St. Louis Final Four, and I put a link up. I hope she sees it because I tagged her in it. I hope she doesn't disown me for posting a link to it.
Yeah,
because her hair is different. My hair, I had more hair then, and it seemed like my voice changed or whatever. And that was just 12 years ago. So I'm like, is this me? But is that how I sound? But it was so good to see the interview because we had been missing each other and trying to arrange and everything. I don't remember the place, but you can tell it was like in a restaurant, a restaurant setting. So like we're in a booth and I'm interviewing her, and it was just really cool. I was like, I'm so happy for her. So kudos to Octavia Blue and good luck to her at Kennesaw State.
Okay, well, do me a favor. Please don't get disowned, because remember how you and Cynthia Cooper came on the show? I'd love to have you and Octavia Blue on the show one day.
I'm going to try to do that.
Yeah. So if you are disowned, find a way to get re-owned. And if you need something from me, let me know, and we'll pull that off, okay?
Yeah, but the one thing I won't do, well, if she agrees to be on the show, is bring up the story I'm going to tell you off the air.
I wouldn't expect you to. I wouldn't expect.
Although knowing her, she wouldn't be embarrassed about it, but you like that. So, but yeah, it's a great story.
Gardner Houston Roundball review, absolutely hilarious. So again, we're down the home stretch on the NBA season. We've finished the WNBA draft. It's going to be very interesting to see who makes teams, who doesn't make teams. You were the one that talked about expansion. Is there any realistic possibility for expansion in the WNBA?
It has not. It's right now. It's just groundswell. No, I have not heard anything higher up. Fans, media, the young lions and lionesses are kicking it around and things like that. I hope it happens. I think it should happen because there's too much talent not in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
I think roster sizes are still 11, maybe 12, maybe 12.
Maybe 12, right.
I know it's not 15 like in the NBA.
Right.
So out of the 36 young ladies who were drafted, I'm not sure if 10 will make rosters.
That's crazy.
So that right there tells you there's a lot of talent. And where are they going to play? If you want to grow the game domestically, you need to keep them here.
Yeah.
Well, keep that talent here. One way to do that, expand, add 2 teams. And obviously I'm biased. I want another team in Houston.
Yeah.
And then have a team in San Francisco. And then let's go from there.
Yeah, I'd love another team here, man. I mean, I'm not going to get on, Mr. Mattress Man, and I'm not talking about Mattress Mac. We need it. We should have another team here. There's no reason in the world why there should not be a team in Houston.
And I'm working on something that I can also tell you off the air.
Okay.
And just as we wrap it up, I realized during her intro press conference Monday, new Rice Owls head coach Lindsay Edmonds.
Mm-hmm.
She is the 6th head coach in Rice women's basketball history. I've been around for 4 of them.
Wow.
Going back to Christy McKinney, Greg Williams, Tina Langley, who left for Washington, and now Lindsay Edmonds. So when I say I've been around, I've done this a long time, folks.
Yeah, you have.
1994. So I've been around.
Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you and follow you and keep up with the great work that you've been doing for a long time. HoustonRoundballReview.com. That's the website. HoustonRoundballReview.com. Houston Roundball Review on Instagram and YouTube. Twitter is THE, some folks say the HR Review. So website is HoustonRoundballReview.com. And it's also the HRR.com. And of course, that stands for Houston Roundball Review. Been around since 1994. Local name, national perspective. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you as always, Kris. Want you to keep doing the great things you're doing. Can't wait to hear those stories offline. And I'll announce next week what you'll be doing and how you'll be doing it here on the show. So again, brother, thank you as always, man.
Looking forward to it. And I look forward to the announcement. We're going to do some things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kris Gardner, y'all, Houston Roundball Review. Have a blessed rest of your day, brother.
Love you, man. Take care.
Wilkes on to go ahead and close it out. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it, but you know the deal. Keep washing your hands, wear your mask where you're supposed to, sanitize everything around you, be sensitive to everybody around you. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. All right, y'all. Here's Sybil Wilkes to close us out.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Thursday, April 29th, 2021. Number 1. In last night's speech before a joint session of Congress, President Joe Biden continued his push to build back better America. He formally introduced another of the pillars, this time his $1.8 trillion American Families Plan. Among the education proposals, free community college to all Americans and $46 billion for historically Black colleges and universities, as well as tribal colleges and universities. Number 2, the Justice Department announced federal hate crime charges Wednesday in the death of Ahmaud Arbery, the Black Georgia man who was killed while out for a run last year. Travis McMichael, his father Gregory, and a third man, William Roddy Bryant, are all charged with 1 count of interference with civil rights and attempted kidnapping. The McMichaels are also charged with using, carrying, and brandishing a firearm during a crime of violence. Number 3, exactly 1 year after the U.S. passed 1 million coronavirus cases, more than 32 million Americans have been diagnosed with COVID-19. But according to data from Johns Hopkins University, the latest numbers show the U.S. pandemic could finally be easing. Potential surges may have stalled in nearly all states, with new cases, hospitalizations, and daily deaths all dropping over the past week. Number 4, a federal lawsuit has been filed in U.S. District Court in North Carolina by a 66-year-old black woman for use of excessive force and unlawful search by 4 officers during a May 2019 traffic stop. Officers say the woman, identified as Stephanie Bottom, was driving 10 miles per hour over the speed limit. Body camera footage shows officers approaching Bottom's vehicle with guns drawn, then pulling her by the arm and hair from her vehicle to the ground. Number 5. For Black America, the pursuit of the American dream has never wavered, yet they still lag significantly behind other ethnic groups in terms of home ownership. The reasoning starts in the 1960s when the Federal Housing Administration infamously instituted
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Definitely appreciate Kris Gardner and all of you all for your support. Want to thank Dickey's Barbecue for the extra coupons that we did not have, so we'll be giving away more of those. So not this, definitely this. I love y'all. Y'all be safe out there, okay?